Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Crypto Convo, series where we cover exciting news and price action on a few of my favorite names in the cryptocurrency market. You guys, Bitcoin, Ether, the entirety of the market just popped big as we closed out the last trading week of July. This is going to be a very telling weekend for Bitcoin, considering BTC just came up to test the overall line of resistance on the current downtrend for the first time in months. You can see that right there. If Bitcoin can successfully close above this line of resistance, then very, very big things could potentially be in store from a price action perspective. Very exciting, but of course we will dive into that more as we actually get into the charts themselves. Ethereum, Ether's London hard fork is coming up in less than a week. This is huge news from a fundamental perspective, from an actual Ethereum network perspective, from an Ether scarcity perspective. And if all goes accordingly with Ethereum's upgrade in less than a week, then very, very big things could also be in store for ETH in terms of price action as well, because fundamentals that strong obviously would catalyze a move to the upside. And then ChainLink. Many of you guys know ChainLink, or good old Link, is a Waves fam day one. The first video I ever made on this channel was about ChainLink, so it holds a special place in my heart. And it's ripping right now, so I figured I couldn't not cover it, okay? So those are the three names we'll be taking a look at on the chart today, talking technicals and price targets, of course. I know you guys see Riot and Mara on the watch list right here as well. Riot Blockchain, Marathon Digital, not going to be covering the good old BTC miners today. Obviously, if Bitcoin performs over the course of the weekend, then these are probably going to have a huge week. btbt as well, so stay on your toes if you guys are involved with those. I know many of you are. If you guys do want my coverage, because I will definitely be covering all three of these. Actually, gotta incorporate btbt in there as well. Very volatile name at this point. But Riot, Mar, btbt, will definitely be talking about those guys, giving you guys my take on those in tomorrow's episode of Sunday Stock Watch, the newsletter exclusive episode of Sunday Stock Watch. If you guys do want that, not only going to be covering these, but definitely going to give you guys an update on BTC and ETH. Watch how those perform over the weekend. Let you guys know what I think is going to happen in the trading week ahead. And of course, all the other names. If you guys want that Sunday Stock Watch private link that will be sent out in the newsletter, $15 a month. You guys know where the link is. I'll shout it out again at the end. But again, if you guys aren't signed up yet, you guys want that Sunday Stock Watch, it's going to be the first link down below. Appreciate it if you guys check that out, of course. But I do feel like it's definitely worth it. Obviously, it's necessary if you guys want the Sunday Stock Watch. So Riot Mara, again, obviously, if BTC performs over the course of the weekend, Riot, Mara, all the Bitcoin miners, MicroStrategy, you guys know all the BTC stocks are going to absolutely rip next week. So very exciting there. But today, in terms of the charts we're covering in this video, we will strictly be sticking to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ChainLink, okay? In terms of news, this is big. I'm not sure if this is specifically what catalyzed this move up. I can't imagine so, but this is actually huge just from a fundamental and just overall perspective. Bloomberg, Germany, to allow institutional funds to hold up to 20% in crypto. Law would let billions of euros flow into the crypto assets. Special funds affected currently manage 1.8 trillion euro. Or that converts to about 2.1 trillion US dollars, okay? So this could be an absolute hurricane of capital flowing into crypto from Germany. And again, you guys, this isn't just Germany. It's not just this specific piece of news. It's just on the same page as everything that we've covered for the past year or so now. The reason, arguably the primary catalyst for the big run up we saw in winter of 2020 was institutional adoption. These big, like the whales, the institutions, the hedge funds coming in and eating up Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a very scarce asset, so is Ether, especially after this London upgrade. That's the article we'll be looking at next. But again, you guys, just a step in the right direction, just reminding us that we're on the right side of history with Bitcoin and Ether and the rest of the cryptocurrency market, all right? So that is Bitcoin. We'll cover this first. This will be the first thing we read through in the video. We will then dive into Bitcoin on the charts, talk about, again, it is very, very significant line of resistance that honestly, we might break. That'd be super. If we broke this during the video, at this point, not looking very likely because it's so strong, but that would be exciting. Again, that's just to say like how close we are to this line at the time of recording and how exciting it is if we break to the upside. But of course, we'll talk downside, potential downside targets as well. So go over this article, dive into BTC on the charts. Before getting into Ethereum on the charts, we got to touch on this. Bloomberg, Ethereum's London upgrade could boost its price through burns. So again, you guys, when you burn something, it obviously becomes more scarce. We'll get a little bit more specific about that, but very, very exciting. Again, this is slated for August 4th less than a week from now, next week, what is that, like next Thursday or something? Next Wednesday or Thursday. Very, very exciting. And again, from an actual network perspective, network efficiency, ETH scarcity, which again, the more you burn, the more you earn, is very exciting. So this, in my opinion, along with the technicals, because Ether's technicals look fire as well, it makes Ether a very, very promising asset at this point in time. And shout out Portfolio Group. I finally converted the far majority of my USDC into Ether as of right now, okay, as of this weekend. So super exciting to see what happens with Ethereum. Go back, take a look at Ether on the charts, talk about those bullish technicals that I was just talking about. Then close it out with ChainLink on the charts. Talk about Link. Link definitely outperforming many names in the cryptocurrency market over the past week. But again, you guys, ChainLink, Oracle Solution, the reason I made the first video about it is because I've been fundamentally bullish on it for a long time. Bought Link myself at around $1, so I've been through the roller coaster, and I still hold the majority of that to this day, which I could not feel more confident about in the long term. Link's technicals also look good as well. Again, Riot, btbt, all those good names we will talk about in the Sunday Stock Watch, okay? After the charts, do have some content, some crypto-related content for you guys. The first, you guys know him. You guys probably love him if you guys are watching my videos. Pomp, good old Anthony Pompliano, his recent podcast, number 619, Buy Bitcoin, Short Fiat, with Safety and Amos, with Safety and Amus or something. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I've said it so many times. Probably said it wrong so many times, but this guy is a Bitcoin OG. This podcast, along with the Bitcoin Standard, I read this back in January 25th of 2020. Probably read it 1.5 times, not quite 2 times, but this has been a book I've linked down below in my description for the entirety of my YouTube career, investing at least, investment-focused YouTube career, and I will link it down below as well. This is a book that if anyone who's involved with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency overall should read, because it doesn't just talk about Bitcoin, it talks about the history of money and why Bitcoin as a hard asset is so important moving forward and has been for like Bitcoin, digital gold, better gold. You guys know that, the whole pitch there, okay? So this, we'll talk about this more at the very end of the video. And you know what, at the very end, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about kind of the weird pop that we've been seeing at the end of trading weeks and how I think that'll impact Riot and Mar, because I do have a little theory there that I'll share with you guys at the end of the video as well. Before we dive into the good stuff, you guys, shout out to the team over at BlockFi, Waves Fan by BlockFi, you guys. I was a user of BlockFi long before we were partnered with them, and it's just so exciting to be partnered and be a part of a company that I feel is going to be such a pivotal player in the crypto, not only the cryptocurrency space, but the financial landscape over generations, okay? I truly do believe BlockFi is a generational company. The reason I use BlockFi, the primary reason I believe you should, as always, you guys, do your own research, but if you're not on BlockFi, what are you doing? Earn more from your crypto. With a BlockFi interest account, your cryptocurrency can earn up to 7.5% APY. Interest accrues daily and is paid monthly. There are no hidden fees, no minimum balances, and no reason to wait. BlockFi.com/Royce, that will be down below as well. You can get up to $250 in free crypto. I believe that's if you deposit like 10K deposit, you get $250. You get some, I get some. That's the beauty of an affiliate link and beauty of being the Waves fan. And I know a lot of you guys already signed up, but if you haven't, seriously, like, what are you doing? Because you don't only earn the investment proceeds from your investment. So Bitcoin goes from 20K to 60K. You get 40K right there. On top of those earnings, the 40K, you earn like 6% on Bitcoin. I think it's like 6.8% interest on Bitcoin yearly, right? So Ether, I have the Ether calculator here. So Ether, if you have 10 ETH in there as of right now for 10 years, over those 10 years, you won't just earn a lot of money on ETH, because I think ETH is going to 10,000 in 10 years at least, which would make this way higher. But at current prices, at these measly prices right now, you get 8K over 10 years. So it's an extra 8K over the course of 10 years. And it's just like, kind of why not do it in my mind. But again, you guys always go do your own research. BlockFi.com/Royce, that link's going to be down below. And again, you guys can get a bonus and give me a little bonus as well if you guys want to sign up. Regardless if you use that link or not, go check out BlockFi and make it a count, okay? So before we do dive in, housekeeping, you guys, again, if you want that private Sunday stock watch link, if you want the complete breakdown of my entire personal portfolio, every single call option, put option, stock position, crypto position, broken down, updated every trading day during market hours. With every update, I send out a pretty comprehensive newsletter explaining my thoughts, throw some charts in there, just talk story with you guys, let you guys know anything I think is important, and the private Sunday stock watch link, $15 a month, complete portfolio. First link down below. Check out the Discord if you want to. This is a fun place. You guys can use code YouTube15 if you want to sign up for the Discord, get $15 off the hundo. Just a good place. I give you guys updates, like more personalized. I hop in there every trading day, talk story with you guys a little bit, and it's just the Waves community in this Discord group is amazing. So just the community itself is more than worth, in my opinion. It just has nothing to do with me. I'm just the host. But again, YouTube 15 if you guys want to sign up for the Discord as well. Let's get into some of this stuff. Again, we got to kick it off with the fundamentals, because the fundamentals are arguably more important than the technicals, aside from right now, because right now the technicals are king, especially for Bitcoin, especially this. I'm excited to dive in. But anyway, again, Germany, institutions, huge. Germany plans to allow certain institutional funds to invest billions of dollars in crypto assets for the first time. A law taking effect on Monday will let so-called special funds. I'm actually like 40% German. Always said half German, but 23andMe said I'm half German, half Japanese, and then like half English or something. So got World War II in me. Anyway, 20% of their Bitcoin holdings and other crypto assets. The funds, which can only be accessed by institutional investors such as pension companies and insurers, currently manage about 1.8 trillion euro or $2.1 trillion. Lawmakers worldwide have been slow to accept crypto assets whose valuations have whipsawed, and those markets are dominated by a small number of investors. The move marks a shift of the asset class into the mainstream and follows investments by some of the biggest names in the finance industry, including Mike Novogratz and Alan Howard. So again, you guys, I'm not sure if this is exactly what catalyzed the move up today. I'm sure there is a multitude of catalysts that sparked this little rally that we're currently seeing, which we will take a look at right now. So again, you guys, this red line of resistance right here. This is why this weekend, this is why this upcoming week is going to be a very, very telling time for Bitcoin, okay? So line of resistance on the overall downtrend beginning in mid-April when Bitcoin reached its all-time high of just under $65,000, creating the initial touch point. Then, since then, Bitcoin, as many of you guys know, has been on the overall downtrend. Touch point right here, touch point right here. Just about a month later, in early May. Since then, since May 10th, we have not tested this line of resistance again. But for the first time, again, since then, we have officially come up to test this line of resistance just today, just on this pop, just as we actually initiated this brand new daily candle, okay? So, as I've been saying, you guys, I've been saying this for the past, I would say, week or so now. Ever since Bitcoin broke this support, and I figured it was going to ultimately come up to test the line of resistance on the longer-term downtrend, I've been saying, I need to see a daily closure above this line of resistance. A lot of times, shorter term, I do need to see 4-hour closures, but considering Bitcoin, as all of you have experienced at this point, is probably the most, the king of bear traps and bull traps. It goes both ways, honestly. King of bear traps, king of bull traps. I really want to see a daily closure fairly significantly above this line of resistance, okay? So at this point in time, moving forward, because this is also going down, so every day this passes, the break point becomes lower. Just right now, Friday, July 30th, I feel safe to say that if Bitcoin closes a daily candle above $43,000, which is not far off at all, then that would convince me that we are ultimately, we have confirmed a long-term reversal and will resume the overall uptrend for Bitcoin, okay? So not really going to talk short-term price targets, but we'll just zoom out a lot right here. I think that at some point, TA101, always say this, you guys, previous support will act as new resistance. Many of you guys know once this broke, that's when I personally became bearish on Bitcoin, sold a lot of my crypto holdings for the first time in a long time. And I do think that this previous line of support, which is very, very significant supports, will act as new resistance. Now, where would this take us on December 30th of 2021, going into the new year? Just under 100K if that happens. So maybe we slowly climb our way back up, see just under 100K by year's end, by 2022, which would be exciting. But again, first, you guys, we have to break this resistance, round this out, round the Bitcoin talk out, closure above 43,000, a daily close above $43,000. I'm flipping bullish, and of course, that goes for many of the other names in the market as well, because Bitcoin is king and the others follow, all right? So let's move on to Ether, talk about Ether's London upgrade prior to moving into the charts, okay? So Ethereum, the second biggest cryptocurrency and one that's home to many new financial applications. Again, DeFi. future of the financial system, Finance 2.0, is getting a facelift, one that could potentially boost the coin's price. Ethereum will soon undergo a major software update, codenamed London, that will trim the pace at which the supply of Ether tokens grows. A change called EIP 1559 will split up the roughly 13,000 new Ether issued each day for miner payment gas fees into 3 parts. One of these, the minimal or base fee that users pay to process transactions, will now be removed from circulation in a process known as burning. So again, you guys, burning, just explained it briefly there. Of course, go do more research into that if you feel that's necessary. But when you burn something, it makes it more scarce. Like the more limited something becomes, the more rare something is, the more scarce something is. Arguably, in such a young industry like cryptocurrency, again, Bitcoin, digital gold, it's absolutely scarce. There will only ever be a maximum cap of 21 million, likely less than that actually, that will ever exist, and that's into the code. And again, the fact that Ether is now implementing this will ultimately make Ethereum as a token more scarce and therefore more valuable and probably worth more. That only makes sense. Quote, the London upgrade is one of the most interesting and important upgrades in the history of Ethereum, said Kyle Samani, co-founder of investments firm Multicoin Capital, which holds Ether, citing the reduction of the coin supply as a path to higher prices through increased scarcity. Exactly. User base fees now account for somewhere between 25 to 75% of the gas fees paid to miners. Tim Byko, the coordinator of the core Ethereum developers, said in an interview, once these coins are burned, Ether's current supply increases roughly 4% a year will be reduced. The supply could drop further once Ethereum moves to a different mechanism of verifying transactions, probably in the first quarter of next year. This new verification system will use computers supporting the Ethereum network to stake Ether coins instead of miners in most cases. The amount of new coins issued will slow, which could increase the price, Byko said. The London upgrade, which will take place on August 4th or 5th, depending on when the system reaches the point on the blockchain where the upgrade is scheduled, will also benefit Ethereum users by making user fees more predictable and reduce delays in processing more transactions, Byko said. Last quote, it's just going to make the overall user experience or UI better because in theory, there should be fewer failed transactions, Katie Talati, vice president of the research at Arca, a crypto asset management firm, said in an interview. Okay, so again, you guys, the primary thing here, again, the network capabilities here, the technological, the actual technological upgrade for the Ethereum network is huge. But from an investor's perspective, as I was just ranting, the more scarce something is, the sole reason Bitcoin is valuable, absolute scarcity. The more scarce something is, the more valuable it's going to be, and likely the more it's going to be worth, okay? So that is Ether. Super exciting there, you guys. Let's dive into Ether on the charts, because Ether at this point in time is actually looking a lot more promising than Bitcoin, okay? So Ether at this point, I think it's pretty much inevitable, like inevitable, especially with this fundamental catalyst of the Ethereum hard fork coming up, that Ether, we'll see. Let's just do by the end of, if all goes successfully, we'll just do what, August 7th right there, by the end of next week pretty much. Okay, so if this happens on August 7th right there, if Ether comes up to test the previous line of support as new resistance, again, TA 101 right here, I think it's very likely actually that this happens. And at this point, it's almost inevitable, again, given how fundamentally bullish I am on Ether at this moment, that Ether will come up at the very least in the short term to test previous support as new resistance, bringing us up in the coming week or so to around $2,900. Now, from a technical perspective, if Ether can break back above this line, if Ether at this point in time can close above like $3,000 over the course of the next week or so, because this one is going up, contrary to Bitcoin going down. So the price target becomes a little higher, the break point to flip me like bullish, longer term, will be a little higher than Bitcoin. But again, very, very strong, very significant line of support here. If Ether can reclaim this ascending channel, I think that each of these two levels will come into play right here, okay? So I do think just to play it safe, I'll use this. Let's just extend this out a little bit. That's the general trend line. By November, just because I'm not going to stretch out farther than that, if all goes accordingly by November, I think Ether could see a new all-time high at just about $5,300. But of course, you guys keep an eye on the shorter term levels, because these short-term levels, these upcoming levels, will ultimately determine or dictate, I guess, the more medium to long-term price targets. And again, we're going to be making a lot more videos if these price targets are broken. And yeah, I'm really excited for what lies ahead, even if it goes to the downside. So I did not talk about Bitcoin on the downside. I just realized that. Feeling very optimistic right now, you guys. But Bitcoin, again, from a resistance perspective, has proven that this line of resistance is in fact in play. Every trader on the planet, I've been saying this, you guys, every trader on the planet, and Bitcoin is arguably the most traded asset, the most traded asset on the planet. It's borderless, it's international. Every single person on earth can trade it with access to the internet. So it's going to be heavily traded. You're going to see like the most technicals are more applicable, in my opinion, to Bitcoin than almost any other asset on the planet. So this did in fact prove to be a line of resistance as expected. And it's going to be difficult, you guys. In my opinion, like, although sentiment seems very positive because we just saw over a week, we saw like 10 days of just ripping. This is going to be very difficult to break. And again, if we close that daily closure above it, very bullish. But I do think Bitcoin is going to have a hard time breaking above it. And I do still think it's likely. Like I'm not at all discounting the fact that we still might experience the reversion to the mean that I've been talking about for so long. Every rally, every hype cycle, you usually see a reversion to the mean or a revisit of the initial high of that rally. For Bitcoin, that's going to be at least 25,000. So in all honesty, you guys, I do think at some point, even if we rip to 100K first, I think at some point we will likely see $25,000 in Bitcoin, $20,000 just because, again, institutions keep coming in. Maybe we don't see 25K. The world is different now. Like everything's changing, but I do still think 25K is likely. I do think that at the same time, we floor it out around 30K, psychological even as well. If we do struggle around here, if Bitcoin does really like use this as resistance and keeps falling down and people lose that optimism, maybe the markets go bad. The economy's kind of weird right now. Maybe we come down to $25,000, $30,000, and I'll be stoked, to be honest, because at 25K, I'm absolutely a buyer of Bitcoin. But again, Ethereum, the good thing about Ethereum, Bitcoin, digital gold, Ether is oil. All of the decentralized applications that are built on Ethereum need Ether to run your applications. That's the beauty of Ether being that gas. It's called gas for a reason. It's because you need it to run whatever application you're running on top of the Ethereum platform, okay? So that on top of the just added scarcity aspect makes Ether a far more appealing trade in my mind, again, over the past week or so now. Like from over here, I've been slowly but surely converting the rest of my USDC into Ethereum. And at this point, I'm so bullish on Ethereum, I'm just letting that puppy ride, and hopefully this Hardfork goes well, okay? So, Ether downside price target. Worst case scenario for Ether, in my opinion, is pretty much, I mean, reversion to the mean would be about $1,400, $1,350, $1,400. I don't think that's very likely, but worst case, in my mind at this point, would be to test previous support as new resistance, set a higher low actually on the current uptrend. So high, low, higher high, maybe come here, set a higher low at like $2,000. Still, I'd be pumped on Ether at 2,000. I'd convert everything, the rest of the liquid that I have into Ether if we see $2,000 at this point. So, I mean, maybe that happens, but ultimately I do think we're going to come up at the very least to test this and potentially even break back in here if the London Hardfork goes accordingly. Let's close out with ChainLink and then talk about, or let's finish with ChainLink on the charts and then close it out talking about these content recommendations. All right. So Link on the charts. Link has been ripping. How much has Link appreciated? Let's grab a quick price range real quick from the bottom right here, which, I mean, Link perfectly followed kind of my buy range. Like Link did that feels good to see that. Unfortunately, I have a pretty significant Link position, honestly. I feel Ether personally, all things considered, is a safer bet. But Link, over the course of the past like 10 days or so, up 70%. That's insane. So Link currently at this point in time, we'll go to the 4 hour because I want to talk about this. Link is currently in a very, very beautiful textbook ascending channel. At this point, I do definitely think short term we'll see some resistance up here. It only makes sense. But I do like the volume Link's seeing right now. I like to see that Link is outperforming many names in the market because, again, Oracle solution. It has very real world applications. The ChainLink blockchain, the ChainLink network, that is. So very, very long-term bullish on ChainLink, of course. Short-term, just keeping an eye on this channel. If we break above that channel, so at this point, if we break above like $25 over the coming week or so, very, very bullish. But I do think likely from a trading perspective, I'm obviously not trading this, but if you're trading this, if you're interested in it, we'll probably just stick to this ascending channel because that's only what makes sense until we either break out or break down. And I do think at some point ChainLink could easily see $100. When that will happen, I don't know. If we do see $100,000 Bitcoin, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility at all to see $100 ChainLink, to see at least a $5,000 Ether, maybe even a $10,000 Ether, who knows. But Again, you guys, a lot of these are bridges we will cross when we get to them. Please let me know down below if you're excited for some of the stocks next week, what your favorite cryptocurrency in the market is right now, and if you guys are excited for the London hard fork, if you guys think we're going bullish. As always, guys, let me know if you're bullish or bearish. As far as the short term concerned, we're all bulls long term, but short term, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, let's talk about these content recommendations. Okay, so Pomp, again, Safety SA, we'll call him SA, is an OG in the Bitcoin space. Go listen to this, you guys. Great interview, very easy to digest. But again, you guys, if you have not read this, the Bitcoin Standard, this is not only important if you trade Bitcoin, but this is important for you to understand base level economics. Okay, if you're involved in the markets, if you want to be financially literate, which I hope all of you do want to be, and I assume a lot of you are, and I assume a lot of you have read this. But again, you guys, this has been linked down in the description down below of all of my videos since I started making videos on crypto. This is a very, very important read. Again, not only for crypto, obviously you do obtain a very, very strong understanding of Bitcoin and the real reasons it's important, like why I made videos like Bitcoin is gold 2.0, Bitcoin equals digital gold, like Bitcoin is gold, Ether is gas. Like, this just teaches you ground level economics that make you appreciate Bitcoin that much more if you did not know some of the things in here. Easy read, and again, it's an enjoyable read, especially if you're interested in the space. So I will link this down below as well, you guys. This is your content. This is a weekend read. So have fun reading this. Again, check out BlockFi. You want up to $250 bonus when you deposit through the link below, through the link down below, blockfi.com/Royce. You guys want the Sunday stock watch? If you guys want the complete portfolio daily newsletter, all that good stuff, $15 a month or $40 for every 3 months. I mean, obviously I'm biased because it's my program, but I think it's worth it. I do my best to make it worth it, so damn right I think it's worth it. First link down below. Really appreciate it if you guys check that out once again, and we'll call it there, you guys. I'll catch you guys downstairs in the comments, and until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace, guys. Have a great weekend.